This sets you up for long-term sustainable success that will have you feeling and looking your absolute best. Hello everyone, welcome to Taste of Nutrition, where you can build confidence in health without restricting food or breaking the bank. If I had to choose the number one questions that people ask me about nutrition, it would definitely be, how do I lose weight, how do I burn fat, and how do I build muscle? And I'm going to answer that right now for you. But before I start, if you find this topic triggering or bothersome to you, I do want to let you know that I will be talking about weight loss and fat loss in this video. So if that's not right for you and you find yourself struggling with this topic, please don't feel pressured to watch it. You can always come back for other videos. So let's dive in. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is losing fat, and then I'll talk about building muscle at the end of the video. First and foremost, losing fat is not an easy process, and people that make it sound easy don't know what they're talking about and probably haven't experienced it. The other thing is that it may not be right for everyone. Fat is really important for our body, and we need it for a variety of functions in order to survive and stay living. It supports and protects our organs, it supports our reproductive system, it keeps our skin healthy, it also regulates our body temperature, so if you have too low of a body fat, then you'll notice that you're cold and you actually may have hair that grows on your skin. This is to protect ourselves from the cold, so you need body fat in order to regulate your temperature properly, and there are hundreds of other functions that fat plays in the body. We need fat for regular human function, and you don't want to lose too much. You want to have some healthy fat on your body. It is important. But if you feel like you have excess fat that you would like to lose, I'm not here to judge you for that. I understand the desire to do so, but I want to be able to teach you how to do so in a healthy, evidence-based way that's not going to risk your health. The last thing I want you to do is to go on Google or go on social media and start following some influencer's 30-day program where they promise fast weight loss and sell a bunch of supplements to you. Really simply put, in order to burn fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And if you want to learn how to achieve a calorie deficit, I have an entire video on this, so I'll leave the link up here or in the description box below so you can watch the whole video on that. I tell you how to calculate your own calorie deficit and gives you different considerations that are important to think about before you start trying to lose weight. Simply put, a calorie deficit means that you're eating fewer calories than your body needs for basic function and movement, including exercise. You can achieve a calorie deficit in 3 different ways. 1, you eat fewer calories, meaning that you eat significantly less calories than your body needs to function. I don't necessarily recommend this just because it's harder to accomplish and it's more miserable for you. The second one is you can increase your physical activity, so for example, incorporating more workouts into your weekly routine. And then the third one is the one I personally recommend the most often, which is a combination of the two. Ideally, you want a calorie deficit of no more than 500 calories per day. And again, my other video goes into this in way more detail, so I'll let you watch that video if you want more information on that. Now, the key is that you can't and you shouldn't lose weight too quickly. You'll notice that people online are saying that they lost 10 pounds in a week, but if I'm going to be honest with you, it's not from fat loss. When people lose weight really fast, it's usually a combination of loss of water weight, depletion of glycogen stores, a little bit of muscle loss, and then yes, a tiny little bit of fat loss maybe. But to lose actual fat on your body, it takes a really, really long time. And I know that sucks to hear because I know a lot of people want to get rid of it as fast as they can, but in order to actually have true success, you need to come to terms with the fact that this is going to be a long journey for you. And when you realize that this is going to be a long journey, you will soon realize that setting yourself up for healthy, sustainable lifestyle habits is going to set you up for long-term success, instead of relying on some BS, quick fix, fat loss program where you lose weight super quickly and then you regain it. Most research shows that a steady weight loss of 1 to 2 pounds per week is what the body can handle without experiencing severe stress and nutrient deficiencies. Okay, so now that you know that slow, steady fat loss is ideal, how do you do it? And what are some things that you can incorporate into your life that are sustainable and things that you can actually do long term? And there are many scientifically proven ways that you can lose weight in a healthy, sustainable way, and these include adding more fiber to your meals. So try to add veggies, whole grains, or complex carbs to every single meal. This will keep you full and satiated longer. Add more protein to your meals. So chicken, lean meat, eggs, plant proteins like tofu, beans, lentils, etc. These take longer to digest, so they're going to be more filling for you, and they also preserve your muscle mass. Make your meals equal. So this means making sure that your breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all nourishing and filling filling, rather than having a crappy breakfast, a small lunch, and then being so hungry at dinner that you eat way more than you normally would. Drink water as your main beverage. Try to limit drinking your meals and keep protein drinks for after workouts rather than a meal replacement. Also try to limit your consumption of pop, soda, specialty coffees, energy drinks, and even juice. Make sure you're eating enough. This seems counterintuitive, but if you're only eating 1,200 calories per day, this isn't sustainable for most people, and your body will put in mechanisms to try to prevent you from losing more weight. Again, that video I talked about earlier really goes into this in more detail. Exercise most days of the week. Ideally at least 3 days per week of weight training. Even then, if you can't incorporate exercise that often, some exercise is better than none. Sleep deprivation has been shown to make us hungrier, store fat more easily, and it increases our risk of chronic diseases. So please prioritize your sleep. Finally, manage your stress. If you're stressed, your body increases stress hormones such as cortisol, which increases fat storage and makes weight loss much harder. When you focus on healthy lifestyle habits that you can slowly add to your life, rather than quick fixes, this sets you up for long-term sustainable success that will have you feeling and looking your absolute best. Okay, so finally we will finish this off with talking about building muscle. This is a really complicated topic and I could talk about this for hours on end, but I do want to touch base on it before I end this video. First of all, I think there's a huge misunderstanding between building muscle and toning. And to be frank, there's really no difference between building muscle and toning, and I'm going to explain why. You can't actually tone your muscles. Most people define toning your muscles as having more visible muscles on your body. So for example, you can see your biceps, you can see your abs, you can see your quad muscles, you can see all of these more visibly. So that's what most people associate with toning their muscles. Now, if you can see your muscles, there are two things that are probably happening. One, you've built muscle, so you've actually gained muscle mass. Or two, you have a lower body fat percentage to the point where you have such low fat stores that you actually can see the muscle that's hiding underneath it. I will say I love the fact that fitness and health are becoming more popular, especially on social media, and more women are starting to lift weights. People like Chrissy Chella, Whitney Simmons, Stephanie Buttermore, and so many others are showing women that you can build muscle and you're not going to get bulky. So if your biggest concern is that you're going to get bulky, I want to tell you right now that you lifting weights is not going to all of a sudden make you bulky. In order to become bulky, what you need to do is either eat a substantial amount of food, so way more than you probably would, and really lift heavy weights. And this would actually take years to develop. The reason why women have a hard time building muscle is because we have lower levels of anabolic or muscle building hormones such as testosterone and growth hormone. And these hormones are really important for building muscle mass, and as a result, it takes a lot more effort for us to get bulky. So you're not just gonna get bulky from lifting some weights. But the reason why I recommend weightlifting and so many health professionals do is because A, you get stronger, B, you will appear more toned because you are strengthening your muscles and you're building some muscle mass, and 3, when you build this muscle mass, you're becoming more metabolically efficient, and this can actually help with fat loss. So it's kind of this whole thing that comes together and supports your body in a positive way. So if you want to build muscle and get stronger, there are a couple things that you'll need to do. First, you'll need to eat at least 20 to 30 grams of protein at every meal. Next, engage in weightlifting exercise at least 3 times per week. Make sure you're practicing proper form, and if this stuff interests you, let me know in the comments and I can start doing a series on this. Make sure you're challenging yourself. In order to actually build muscle, you need to stress your muscles so that they break down and your body rebuilds them bigger and stronger. And finally, be patient. Just like fat loss takes some time, building muscle does too. You won't see huge results after one workout. It may take months, even years. Again, the more realistic you are, the more likely you're going to stick to it and find the results you're looking for. Following the basic advice from today and setting yourself up for long-term sustainable habits is going to give you the results you're looking for. Now look, you can go adopt a quick fix diet that's going to have you lose weight really fast, but I can assure you, you're going to be miserable, you're likely going to regain the weight, and at the end you have developed no sustainable habits that you can use long-term. I know slow and steady sounds boring, but if you're genuinely interested in stepping up your fitness and health game, you really need to appreciate the time and dedication it's going to take to find the results you're looking for. And let me be clear, everyone's going to have a different journey. Some people put on muscle really fast and others don't. Some people naturally have a higher body fat percentage and some people have a naturally lower body fat percentage. Every single person has a different body, and we really need to understand this. So please don't compare your journey and your progress to somebody else's. You have a different body and you're going to have different advantages and disadvantages. Focus on sustainable, long-term, healthy changes in your life, and you will notice positive benefits both internally and externally. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm always interested to know what topics you want me to cover, so let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.